Good morning, afternoon or evening, what culture peeps, depending when you are watching this. And first and foremost, how you feeling today? You good? You happy? You healthy? I want nothing but the best for you. But my name is Simon Miller and I am the owner of the Why series, also known as the series where people just get really mad and just hurl mean comments at me. Like I don't have feelings, like I'm nothing but a stone floating down a lake of sadness. I don't get it either. However, some huge news broke recently, and that is that yes, we are indeed going to get Kenny Omega versus Chris Jericho at Wrestle Kingdom 12, and I think that's something that nobody expected, ever. And you know what? There's a lot of rumor and innuendo out there that kind of seems to suggest that WWE, of all people, are responsible for this. Why? Here's why. Just to confirm that news, yes, Kenny Omega, Mr. 6 Stars himself, is actually going to go against Chris Jericho. Yes, Chris Jericho, who only a few months ago was in the WWE at New Japan's biggest show of 2018. What? This has all been boiling up on social media over the last few weeks, and a lot of us, me included, just assume it was a match that was going to happen on Jericho's boat, aka his cruise he's got next week. I mean, Marty Scurll's there, the Young Bucks are there. It would just make sense that Kenny Omega turned up there as well. Naturally, Jericho is going to be on that too. Imagine he wasn't. Imagine Chris Jericho wasn't on his own cruise. That'd be weird. Wouldn't make any sense. Anyway, that all seemed to be the logical thing to do, because if you're in the middle of the ocean, you can't really ruffle that many feathers. I mean, it's so novel and it's so unique. You'd imagine a lot of people just be like, it's on a boat in the sea, we don't care, it's not on land. But that's not what this is. Instead, it is happening at NJPW's version of WrestleMania. And just by that fact alone, the magnitude is like times by 50,000, because it's massive. Loads more people are going to be watching Wrestle Kingdom than they are Jericho's boat. And I'm genuinely pumped for this, because how could I not be? It's one of those matches that we at Smart Fans would go and argue about on Reddit or something, or in comments going, imagine we saw this match. Who would win? But now it's real. It's a reality. Unless something terrible happens, and fingers crossed it doesn't, there ain't no stopping this train now. And it's another masterstroke by Jericho, who at this point is just pro wrestling's major magician. I mean, he knows how to reinvent himself and keep himself relevant all the time, and that's incredibly hard to do anyway, let alone after a career that long. I mean, he's been going around for ages. Right now, that dude, hats off to him. I'm not wearing a hat, and I don't because I got a big head, but still, hats off to you, Chris Jericho. With all that said, there is a story behind this that does tie into the WWE. When you kind of investigate it a little bit, it was kind of like WWE's actions that acted as the catalyst for all of this, which means in another way, or another loop, or another roundabout way, WWE is responsible for Chris Jericho versus Kenny Omega at Wrestle Kingdom 12. And that's just madness. It's not like there's not precedents for this kind of stuff either. I mean, look what the WWE did with the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks pissed off the WWE. The WWE retaliated to try and knock them down, and all they did was make the Young Bucks stronger. It's like a Hydra. Is it a Hydra, the thing with all the snake heads or something, and you chop one off and then the rest grow better or something? I don't know. The point being is, it didn't hurt the Young Bucks. In fact, the WWE just helped them out loads. And this does seem to be what's happened again. Why? Well, because let's go back to the beginning. Apparently, and I say apparently because you never know for sure, the original idea for Chris Jericho's boat ride of fun was that he was going to have NXT wrestlers on board, and that makes sense. Jericho and WWE's relationship goes back years. That's who you'd go to first. The thing is, they said no, meaning no NXT superstars were going to appear there, and that also meant if Jericho wanted to continue this idea, he'd have to go elsewhere. So Jericho went elsewhere. So he reached out to Ring of Honor, and they happily obliged, because of course they would. What a great opportunity this is. Wrestling, comedy, rock, parties, men, women. Who knows what else is going to be on the boat? I mean, it's quite an exciting time for all. This allegedly did leave a bad taste in Jericho's mouth, which again, I can understand. Why are you saying no? Why are you saying no to NXT superstars appearing on the Magic Boat? I mean, what's going to happen? What's the worst that can happen? Right, maybe it sinks, but if you're thinking that, you have a very pessimistic attitude. Now, there's no proof that this also tied into Jericho's motivations to then go and have a match with Kenny Omega at Wrestle Kingdom 12. I mean, what an opportunity that is. I can't imagine any wrestler that is a free agent, and yes, right now Jericho is a free agent, so he has no contractual ties to the WWE, but no one's going to turn that down. It's too exciting. However, if you do use your brain, and you take a step back, and you look at the context of the events and everything that happened, you've got to assume it ties in just a little bit. Any loyalty Jericho felt is going to be challenged after he was told no, and then yes, if an opportunity to fight one of the biggest wrestlers in the world on one of the biggest wrestling stages in the world crops up, Well, you may just go, hey, I've got a bee in my bonnet now. This is going to make me even more relevant than I was before I do this, so I'm just going to do it. And if I piss off Vince McMahon, well, he pissed off me, so we'll be at balance or something, like the Force. You've got to balance the Force, you've got to balance the anger between McMahon and Jericho. And I don't know if Jericho did run this by anybody at WWE, and there are conflicting reports, but you just got to look at the three pillars, and it all starts to make sense. 1, Chris Jericho's a free agent. 2, WWE said no to the Chris Jericho vote. 3, it got the world talking, and it would blow my mind if all those 3 things didn't work in conjunction with another to make this happen. I mean, after all, Jericho has said time and time again that he will never work for another promoter that's not named Vince McMahon. Last time I checked, Vince McMahon isn't running New Japan. And if we do take all this as fact just for fun, what a situation WWE has now worked themselves into. Because there's no two ways about it. Having Chris Jericho, a bona fide wrestling legend and WWE superstar, on New Japan's Wrestle Kingdom is going to get more eyes to watch that show. And who knows, maybe those people like what they see and they think, hey, I'm going to hang around. I'm now officially a New Japan convert. It's not going to kill WWE or anything like that. I mean, the only thing that can kill WWE at this stage is WWE themselves. They have to make some terrible decisions or lose their TV deal or something like that. But it is another shot across their bow, and I imagine it's a shot that Vince McMahon would rather not have to deal with. Jericho is a legit main event star, and he's taking that star power and he's using it elsewhere. You're not going to like that if you're a promoter. You're a promoter. You want to promote. Now you can't promote. Your promotion went over there. And maybe Vince doesn't care. Maybe he couldn't give 2 hoots about all of this. And if so, good for him. He's a strong man. And I respect that. And he gets one of my salutes. And he gets a left-hand salute as well. 2 salutes for Vince. But from my vantage point, New Japan did just get a lot more interesting from a Western perspective. And that means the madness starts. And I love that madness. So when there's madness, there's creativity and there's competition, and the world of pro wrestling just gets better. What the potential fallout of all this could be, we're not going to know until we get to 2018. I mean, you'd have to think on some level Chris Jericho wants to wrestle at WrestleMania, and WWE would like that as well. But does this affect this? Is their relationship at odds? Is it another case of if you do leave the WWE, you always at least once have to leave on bad terms? That's just what happens. Stone Cold, The Rock, Hulk Hogan, you know the stories. But yeah, there is a line in the sand that you can look into and investigate and dig in. And it does kind of suggest that WWE has just given us Kenny Omega versus Chris Jericho at Wrestle Kingdom 12. And right now, I am so excited for January 2018, you would not be able to believe it unless you're excited as well. Then it's like that excitement, except it's coming from me instead of it's coming from you. Have you seen the rest of the card as well? If not, go to your Google machines now, Wrestle Kingdom 12, look up the card. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. That's probably already the best pay-per-view of 2018. And right now, it's November 2017. We haven't even had Christmas. No matter what you get for Christmas, your best present comes a few weeks later at Wrestle Kingdom 12. Also, what the hell happened to the wrestling world in 2017? In the same week, Chris Jericho goes to New Japan and Triple H just turns up at a randy indie promotion in the UK. The world has changed, man. If I was talking like this 10 years ago, I would have been locked up. But here we are. The modern wrestling world. You never know what to expect, so keep those eyes open and those commenting fingers ready. Now don't forget to leave a comment below and let us know what you think about Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho, and the big fight they're going to have at Wrestle Kingdom 12. I mean, who's going to win? Does Jericho win? Does Omega win? Is there interference? Does Jericho hang around? Who knows? Like, share, and subscribe. Head on over to whatculture.com, read some articles, follow What Culture on Twitter, and What Culture WWE. My name is Simon from What Culture. This was the Y Series, and hey, if you enjoyed this and you're like me and you're a happy chap or a happy girl chap, that's not a thing, makes no sense, you know what I'm trying to say, why not share this video? Why not go out there and share this video and spread the Y love and understand that the Y Series is all about playing devil's advocate and trying to really get that opinion going instead of, you know, screw Simon, what a piece of crap he is, I hope he dies. Thanks. Love you too.
I am defiant.
I am
defiant.
I am defiant.
I am defiant. I am the villain.
We are defiant.